Hello everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. I'm your host Shadorian, and with me as always is Ark and Grim.
Howdy.
Hoi.
And in today's episode, it's Halloween, so happy Halloween. But also, I don't know if there's a event for it. It's probably a good idea to check, but let's accept the story quest first. We're probably gonna have to go to Uldar and all of the towns to double check. Or we could just be like, yo, Chris, is there a Halloween event?
Is there a spooky boy event, boy?
Maybe not.
Different conversation. Just speaking about how I'm the poor one this time.
Yeah.
I think this is the way I need to go. I'm chipping along with more of my main scenario.
I wonder if I do it fast enough and you dawdle enough, if I'll catch up to you. I don't like my chances.
Still a good chunk of time ahead of you, so I'd like to say no.
Damn it. It was like, a decent chunk ahead of me. Oh no, damn. Oh yeah, that's right, Thankrad. The survival
Probably.
tan boy.
Running around all naked with his obsidian knives.
Oh, and Krill. I forgot about this.
Krill. Make it sound like she's like a school of very small fish.
I mean, she's not big. She looks like I'd pick her out of a whale's tooth.
She is the whale's tooth.
Have you guys ever had a tonsil stone?
No.
I haven't had tonsils since I was 18 months old.
Okay. Well, Ark then. If you get a tonsil stone, I dare you to sniff it.
Oh, they apparently reek. I mean, sorry, did I ruin that?
They do. They reek real bad.
So why would I subject myself to that?
Because it's the only place you'll ever smell that smell.
Aww.
Let
Not
curiosity
sure I'm
win.
that curious.
It's weird. They're like, it's like a little bouncy ball, but what it is it's like an amalgamation of carbon. And yeah,
It's like what I'm trying to pee out right now.
I don't have them anymore. But
Trying to piss out carbon.
oof.
No, well, mine's calcium, but hey, whatever.
I just started buying mouthwash, so I don't get them anymore. It's probably because when I fall asleep, I tend to do so with my mouth open.
See, I don't. I have to sleep with my mouth shut. Otherwise, I wake up just feeling like fucking... like one of those skeletons with their mouth way too far open. Like a chatterbox thing.
I definitely used to be like that. Rataclack. Rataclack. I don't want to be good. I want to be evil. Alright. I'm gonna go to Limsa first. Let's scope it out. Did he say anything about a Halloween event?
Does not seem like it.
No, he's too interested in me right now.
Oh, Grim.
Well, that's just lame.
It's alright, I'll just double check. I mean, I could just check on my phone, but... reaching.
But
Honestly,
lazy.
Carline Memories.
And Brian.
Oh, that's good stuff.
He said cancelled, he thinks.
Why would it be cancelled?
Because the pandemic has taken away Halloween. Just ate it, gobbled it up. Gone.
I mean, America's not the only
No more
country.
slutty costumes. Gone.
They can't take that away from me.
It's like they can take my pumpkin spice lattes, and they can just take my pumpkins. But there's one thing they'll never take, is my fucking slut costumes!
Oh, And they can take my pumpkins. They can take my pumpkin spice latte. They can even take my pumpkins. But they won't take the pump out of me.
If there's one thing they won't stop me to put pumping from, it's me. Look at its slut costumes. Nah!
And wearing them.
Yes.
Well, there's nothing in...
Only I'm the one who looks good in Daddy's Little Monster.
Why does that sound familiar? What is Daddy's Little Monster?
Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad.
Oh.
You know how when that came out like just for 2 years straight, any costume, anything, I'm gonna wear Daddy's Little Monster. It actually does make me look forward to the Suicide Squad reboot, I think it is technically, because they actually have Harley Quinn like dressed all like in like comic accurate as fuck. It's great.
Okay, but...
Please tell me we're in the time for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well and truly.
Woo!
But also... I don't know, man. I kind of think Harley Quinn's just been ruined for me.
Oh,
A
it's
little
bit.
definitely been oversaturated. But I do like Margot Robbie does a really good job at it. I don't think she's been given a script where she can really show off yet.
I see. I didn't mind her in Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. I didn't mind that portrayal, but Birds of Prey, I feel like they.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
It's on Netflix at the moment.
I've seen
Oh,
it.
is
It sucks. It's
Yeah,
not a good movie.
Well, I didn't watch it because I know that for a fact they absolutely massacred the character of Cassandra Cain,
Oh yeah.
and I hold her very dear to my heart. Like fucking, I was like, no.
You a little
No.
bit probably need to watch it then.
Yeah. No, just watch it. There's a whole lot of nope in it.
It's obviously very girl power, and that's fine, but come on, guys.
Don't get me wrong. There's some good scenes in it. There are some, but they are few and far between. I feel like Harley's just made out to be almost like an idiot in some of it.
Mm.
Well, that is sort of where it is. Because remember, at this point she's broken off with the Joker, and everyone sort of is just treating her like an idiot. Because when she was, traditionally in the comics, she was always treated like an idiot when she was hanging off the Joker.
Yeah, but was she actually an idiot though?
No, she's a fucking psychiatrist.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I mean. In this first part of it, I feel
Oh,
like
she acts dumb.
she actually is
Okay.
comes off as a bit of an idiot.
All right.
But it gets better, and then it gets worse, and then it gets better again.
And then it gets worse, and then it gets cringe.
Yeah.
They fuck the characters. They definitely do.
God damn it. Really?
I mean, I expected nothing less, because DC is very miss and miss in the cinematic universe,
Yeah.
with occasional good scenes. I'm really looking forward to the Schneider Cut. I feel like people are definitely overhyping it, but everything I've seen from it is a thumbs up. Honestly. It's okay, if this is only going to be an hour long, but we get to see Darkseid, if they do it well, good. And based on the designs, they're doing it well. That's half the problem, is they try to change stuff when they should just make it what it already is.
Plus, if you keep up with the drama side of things, there's been all sorts of shit that's been coming out since the Snyder Cut got announced. The actor who plays Cyborg basically has made out Joss Whedon threatened his career over certain stuff. I think apparently Gal Gadot wouldn't actually do certain scenes during the reshoots, and yeah, everyone apparently just did not like the way that it was done at all.
The Wheaton Cut.
Yeah, the reshoots and all that sort of stuff. So.
Oh, so Schneider's helping them all out.
Yeah, well, I think honestly, if Snyder wasn't getting his Justice League, I don't think anyone would be coming back to do reshoots and stuff. Because they're doing some reshoots later on, I think later this year, maybe beginning of next year, because of all the COVID postponements.
How messed up is that it's even when DC itself is on the rocks, that they're going to allow a director to do that sort of shit to the people in it? You'd think any director's going to be talking shit to Tom Holland. Tom Holland is what brought Sony and frickin' Spider-Man and Sony and Disney together.
Yeah.
Because remember when they were going to be nah, no more of this, guys. And
Yeah,
then,
I remember. I was
and
sort of
then
sitting
he's
there
like,
going, "Oh,
come on,
drunk phone
everybody.
call. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
I'm Spider-Man. I just want to do the flips, guys. Just come on."
And then a
I'm
billion people
Spider-Man.
across the world are like, we love Tom Holland more than we love you, so make this happen.
Actually, speaking of Tom Holland, well, Tom Holland-esque appearance. Have you seen the updated Peter Parker for the Spider-Man remaster?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it looks enough like Tom Holland.
It needs to not look like that at all. We need to just go back to bloody how it was. I don't even see why we. But they're making out the reason that they've gone for the redesign is so it the face matches the voice actor more.
Just get Tom Holland.
But why? Do you know what frickin' the voice actor of Vegeta looks like? It's not Vegeta.
So I think it's really dumb. Like, not to mention that there's like now another whole like guy who's just got everything that he's been portrayed in Spider-Man for, like his face and all that. All that just gets thrown out because no, we've got to make him look like Tom Holland.
It doesn't even look like Tom Holland though.
I can get why they would go that because obviously Tom Holland, current Spider-Man.
Yeah, but do it
But
right. Make
now
it look
Tom
like him
Holland
then.
looks like now Spider-Man looks like he's younger, or Peter looks like he's younger than Miles in that universe now.
He looks like he ate. He looks like he ate Tom Holland, absorbed him like Cell, and grew into something that wasn't quite Tom Holland. Because wow, what the hell? No, it just looks bad. It really just does. Like the old look was fine. It didn't look traditional Spider-Man to me, but like,
Well, I
grew up with the
like,
animated series.
There's a good there's a good chunk of us, I'll say, that believe that the last one was perfect because it sort of like had a feel of all three Spider-Mans that we've had.
Yeah,
Like
and that's fine.
And now they've just gone, no, let's just go hard Tom Holland. I mean, no, the other guy, the other real voice actor, not Tom Holland. Cough, cough.
I didn't like the how can I put it? Who was the second guy? I forget what his name is. Why do I think Garfield? Oh my god, yes. Okay, good. I wasn't
Andrew Garfield.
I wasn't just sitting there thinking about a cat that hates Mondays and loves lasagna. All right, good. Yeah, I didn't like his Spider-Man at all.
Really?
Yep. And I didn't like Jamie Foxx's Electro at all.
Well, apparently the rumor is Jamie Foxx's Electro is coming back for Spider-Man 3.
Yep, I don't like that. I don't think it's good, and it's not because.
And apparently
he's
that
black.
universe
I love
is
Jamie
specifically
Foxx.
not like a recast or anything, but yeah, apparently multiversal shenanigans, and we're gonna get that Electro.
My brain. You know what that implies? That implies that Garfield and Maguire are in separate cinematic universes inside the Marvel MCU multiverse. So what? We're just gonna have like frickin' Eric from that 70s show rock up as Venom in one of them, are we?
Oh my!
Are we gonna have that? Are we gonna have that conversation? Because
Venomverse, get
that's terrible.
Tom Hardy's versus bloody Topher Grace. I know the Tom Hardy one would just like eat the Topher Grace one alive, but maybe they can fight it out, and then maybe Tom Hardy's Venom can eat the Topher Venom, and then that's how Hardy's Venom gets his Spider-Man symbol. Not from any Spider-Man, but here, I hate this Spider-Man. That's now a Venom, and now it's all of it's inside of me. Yes.
They should not have either of them play Venom. They should get Brock Lesnar from wrestling to play Venom.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Do you know why? Not just because
Build-wise.
his name is Eddie Brock, but because Eddie Brock is a bodybuilder. He is not a good-looking dude, and neither is Brock Lesnar. And yeah, Venom's not just a big muscly brute because he jumps on frickin' Eric from frickin' that 70s show. He doesn't make a tiny little boy into a muscle man. No, he just jumped onto a muscly dude. Absorbed his power of muscle. What the hell? That's why I really, really liked the portrayal of Venom in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Because, like,
I don't think I've played that one.
it's the best by far. It's really, really good. But like one of the things that happens when you defeat an opponent as Venom is like Eddie Brock will be standing there being like, except the Venom symbiote will come off the top half of his body and be over the top of him, laughing at the same time.
Ah, nice.
And, yeah, I'm pretty much unstoppable as Venom, so he and I have a bond. Like, seriously unstoppable. Some of the best people I've ever played in fighting games who will just hand me my ass, fall like a joke against Venom by me. Because he's just rolling damage. You can't get damage on him while he's rolling like that. I've just got such a good freaking strategy, man. It's untouchable.
It sounds like a little bit like Raiden's little flying kick. You just spam that over and over again. That's what it sounds like you are, being a spammy little bitch.
No, it's like, if Venom's standing there, he kind of jumps forward slightly in like an arc, and he can do a short arc, or he can do a long arc across the entire screen. And when he's jumping, he is essentially a Venom-esque looking great white shark looking head. And if you touch him, you get damaged. So basically, I've got a battle strategy that just keeps the rolling damage going. So you're just like arc and then big jump and then little jump, big jump, and it's like the chance to get me for damage would be when I switch from a little jump to a big jump. But because I do it randomly, good luck figuring out when that's gonna be. And also, there's just so many characters in that game, man. Like, and they're done properly as well. They've got like a whole bunch of X-Men characters. They've got Thanos in there. Like, got heaps of characters in there, dude. They just don't have it on PC, which is freaking pain.
I think I played 3, Alternate Lines 3, I think.
Yeah, it's
no, Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah.
I think that was when they were going for that whole thing of, we're gonna just rip out all of the X-Men and all these iconic characters.
Yep. And it's like, why would you make a game that the strength is a giant roster and then give it a small roster? The whole reason that so many people played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is there's like freaking 50 characters to choose from. I don't think there's that many. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but there's a lot, man. There's so many. There's like more like that Mortal Kombat Armageddon that had every character that was ever in Mortal Kombat in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Armageddon's still like the one with the biggest roster, isn't it? I don't think anything's managed to top that since.
No, because they retconned it.
Oh, yes, that's right. The retcons and the timelines and all that fucking shit.
I fucking hate retcons. Like, add things, like, make things better. Flesh them out. Don't change them for the worse. And they consistently do that. And because I didn't talk about it before, the reason I don't want Jamie Foxx to be the Electro that he portrayed in the other Spider movie he was in is because I didn't think that was a very good portrayal of Electro. Electro is some weird, geeky little frickin' white guy with some dumb, crappy mask on his face that kind of like has little jagged tips on it. He was a joke villain.
Oh, the PS4 version, I reckon, was a really well done version. Like, it was that right mix of enough of that campiness, but he was still like a scrawny white dude, but like instead of his mask, he essentially had like this star burns on his face.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen that, and that's fine. And yeah, Electro was like a little gay dude, wasn't he? I think he was like a little gay white dude. And it's like...
Yeah, he was a little scrawny dude. I'm not sure whether they actually orientated, because he had a daughter, so I'm not sure whether they...
I know gay people in my life that have daughters.
Not like that, but like, I'm not sure that they like characterize if they like explain that into the comics one way or another. It's like the whole Iceman thing. Like, here, we're gonna make this character that's been just traditionally heterosexual for like 60 years. We're just gonna suddenly make him gay, and he's been hiding it the whole time. And he got outed by someone else that wasn't him.
I'm pretty sure it was
Jean Grey, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and she did it in a really toxic way where she was like, I'm gonna tell everybody.
Yeah, like she's just going through his brain, I'm pretty sure, and she's all like, why are you hiding it still? Hiding what? That you're gay, basically. And he's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, stop hiding it. And I'm just like, wow, that is just a really shit way of writing that.
Yeah, like, let him do that when he feels comfortable. Piss off, bitch. No, my problem is the forced sort of like diversification. don't force it like that. There's a real natural way of doing that, right? For instance, right? So Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson, and
Yeah.
original Nick Fury was white. Samuel L. Jackson obviously is not. But the way they made that is he's Nick Fury Jr. He's the son of the other dude. Who,
Well, that's only been since 6
Yeah.
Wars 2015, though. But yeah,
but also because the Black Nick Fury that was originally modeled off Samuel L. Jackson was from the Ultimate Universe, where things are different anyway. So like that's
Yes.
understandable. But like they've written it into a way where it's going to be that in the main canon universe. And I'm just like always going to be of the opinion, is she just offering me a bunch of, oh my god, no. Oh no. I'm just always of the opinion that you can easily make new characters that get popular off their own merit. Like, you don't need to turn Jane Foster, who is, and I adamantly stand behind this, a fucking shit character. You don't need to steal someone's name and treat it like a mantle, because that's stupid. Like, why don't you just, like, why didn't they push freaking Sif? She's awesome, she's hot, she's a friggin' warrior, and she's smart as well, and now she's like the freaking gatekeeper, isn't she, of,
she's the new Heimdall, yes.
Yeah. So, like, why didn't they just push her? Why do you have to make up some pretty bad written comic about Jane Foster, the least beloved Thor character, even in his own universe, by the characters in it? Because
Whenever I hit
Odin
Jane
don't
Foster-
like her.
Whenever I hit Jane Foster, I just think of that old. Isn't she an actress?
Jane
Foster?
Fonda.
That's the one. Head in the jar.
Plus, it
from
doesn't help
Big
that
Trouble.
Queen Amidala, or whatever her name is,
Queen
Natalie.
Amidala.
What's her name?
Oh my
Natalie
God.
Portman.
Queen
No, Natalie Portman's her name.
Natalie Portman,
Yeah.
but I can't remember her character's name now.
Yeah, it's Queen Amidala.
Padme.
No.
Yeah, Padme Amidala.
I keep thinking of the amygdala from fucking Bloodborne.
That
Like
isn't
Queen
what I said.
Amygdala.
But when you said it, I was just gonna leave it because that's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm just imagining this cross of like an amygdala from like Bloodborne wearing like these wet, like red ceremonial drapes and like a big black hairpiece thing on its head brain.
Yeah.
On its head brain.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
Actually, I've got a really good way that I can make the point that I'm failing to make miserably. Okay, so you know who Ironheart is, right?
Yes.
Yep.
You know how... Okay, for those that don't know, she is essentially like a genius prodigy in the Iron Man universe, and Tony Stark is old now. He's been Tony Stark for 1 billion years, so it's time to pass on the torch. So there's a child genius, she's a person of color, and she's a girl, and he takes her under her wing. Like, at first they tried to just, like, straight up replace him. That's a bad way to do things. Instead, having Tony Stark being, like, teaching her about stuff. Like, she made her own, like, sort
Her
of, like...
OG's Iron Man suit was made from like scraps and like other sorts of shit.
Yeah, and then he's like,
when they went for
"You're
then they went
awesome."
for the replacement in shit in post Civil War 2 because that's when they tried to kill him off. And then that's when they just had her wearing just a carbon copy of his Iron Man suit. And then after some stuff with Leonardo da Vinci, she's now got her own Ironheart suit.
Yeah, and there's also a part where it's like Tony Stark is like teaching her how to make armor better and stuff like that. Like taking her under a wing, not like a sidekick, but like the legacy. He's like passing down the lessons to his future replacement because he's 60 or whatever. I don't know. Like, he is old though. But like, yeah, like it's got to happen because if you're gonna have like a continuity in a series where people get older and eventually die, and you refuse to bring in a new generation of superheroes, and I'm not looking at B negative, Safe Space, or any of those other, I'm sorry,
New mutants.
joke characters, because they are a fucking joke.
Fucking oh yeah, B negative. That's the one that's gonna be like listening to emo music and is the vampire.
That is just pandering. And and I'm pretty liberal-minded, man, but like, come on, that's just crap. It's crap, and it's like Jamie Foxx is a fucking amazing actor. I love Jamie Foxx.
I can't
Why
wait
would
to see
you
him
try
in
and make
porn.
him a geeky little Electro dude? Like, he should be like a main freaking villain. Do you remember when they got that dude from the Green Mile to be,
Kingpin and Daredevil.
yeah, I liked that. He did it. He freaking rocked it. Right? But they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't like try and do this whole new character replacement thing or change his character too much. The only thing that was different about him is he was now black. He was still a giant freaking bald dude who was rich as shit and wore suits. And to be honest, he kind of wore it better. A lot better. I'm pretty sure he's dead now. I freaking really liked
He did.
him. Yeah, that sucks. He was fucking
Oh,
awesome.
but the Vincent D'Onofrio version in Daredevil is also like really good though.
Oh yeah, but that's because Vincent D'Onofrio. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I really do like him. He's hitting the nail on the head in the way that Jesse Eisenberg is not hitting the nail on the head.
Yes.
If you had Vincent D'Onofrio playing Lex Luthor, that would be awesome. I love Jesse.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
I love Jesse Eisenberg. I really do. But that's like casting me as the Hulk in the green form, by the way. It's just dumb, man. It's just silly. Like, why? Why can't they just like make new characters? There needs to be new characters. There has to be. And they don't have to force diversity like that. Don't change a character to be a different race. Because, like, think about it like this. What if you changed a black character into a white character? Oh, now you see how that's not very good.
Like it's like getting like Black Panther, and then we go, you know what, Bucky? It's about time you become the Black Panther.
Oh, don't. I'm so angry thinking about that. I love Bucky.
They'll
though.
hear you. They'll do it.
Especially like, oh, who's this new Black Panther? He's sneaking around. Someone goes to attack his arm, and then obviously he's got the metal arm underneath. So it's like, but crack through the body. Oh, no, what's this? Bam! Bucky Barnes.
Imagine if they made it
Black Panther.
Imagine if they made it White Panther. Oh my god, that's
Well,
fucked to
if
think
they were
about.
smart, well, they would go white. We'll just keep him as White Wolf, and then just give him a white identical costume with the cape and all that sort of shit, like they do in the comics.
Yeah,
But no, just for argument's sake here, no, he becomes Black Panther. His mantle and legacy stay as Black Panther, but it's Bucky Barnes.
Oh my god. But I'd be more worried about the implication of like, if they make it White Panther, they're like, you're whitewashing Black Panther? Fucking really? Like, wow. I don't know, man. There are already black characters. They should make more black characters. There are already female characters. Make more female characters. Like, okay, for example, Miss Universe. Or Captain Universe? Yeah, Captain Universe. Captain Universe
Captain
is
Marvel?
black. So, why don't you start pushing her in the MCU if you want more, like, representation? I think representation is important, but changing something to fit a narrative is not a good way of doing things. And actually, this is a really good way to explain this to you, right? Have you seen the new rules for the Golden Globes? Or the Emmys, I think it is, actually.
I think I was reading them briefly not too long ago.
Have you seen them, Grim?
Nope.
You know what it is? You can't get Best Picture unless you represent an underrepresented group, unless people on your staff are like hitting a requirement of diversity, a diversity quota, like that sort of thing. It's basically like your movie's not allowed to win Best Picture on it being a good movie. It has to fit this checklist. And I kind of think that's fucked because, like, artistic freedom, to a degree, come on, like, I feel like meet in the middle somewhere. Yes, hire more diverse people, but don't make it a requirement like that. Like, encourage people to do it. Don't force them, because that ends up with dickhead white supremacists and shit. If any white supremacists are watching, unsubscribe.
Yep, no, I agree.
I don't need your 10% freaking views.
Please prolapse your anus elsewhere.
I'd rather not be monetized and have them leave the channel.
Yeah, honestly. Like, be apolitical, but I'm sorry, but people's rights aren't a political issue.
Just don't be a cunt. Like, ta-da! Didn't think it had to be that hard.
Oh, man, I really want Jamie Foxx in the MCU. Oh my god, what if he was... No, it's got to be Shuri to replace Black Panther, but like... It's Jamie Foxx, man. Don't...
Actually, you know something that's pissing me off a bit in the MCU now? I mean, not the MCU, the Marvel comic universe specifically.
What?
Over, like, Phoenix. Like, I'm really, really, really getting over the Phoenix.
Oh, you mean, like, from X-Men?
Yeah, like, the actual spirit itself. Like...
Yeah, they are pretty much, like, constantly whoring it. Everybody's got the Phoenix Force now, and it's like, so Jean Grey's not
for
that
the
good?
most recent Avengers comic as of the 3rd of October, Moon Knight. Moon Knight's now got the Force, is now got the Phoenix. Moon Knight!
I'm thinking of, like, an Oprah meme here, where you've got the Phoenix.
You've got the Phoenix! Everybody gets a Phoenix!
It's just silly, man. Ooh, the
I mean, look,
Antitower.
they always make them look cool. Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't mind the
Oh, yeah, they
Old
do.
Man Logan Phoenix End of the World one that they had going not too long ago. That was, like, a really cool design, and he died off during that, so I'm like, fine. But, like, that was, like, a far future thing. This is, like... No, and now he's like the fist of the Phoenix. I'm like, no, just stop whoring the Phoenix out. Because the whole point is the reason why Phoenix is all out and about and whoring it out now is because Jean Grey's like, nah, this is it. Enough's enough. You're done. Go away. And Phoenix is like, but no. And then Jean's like, no, fuck off. And it did.
So, am I assuming this means we're going to a dungeon?
I'm also just automatically assuming this too.
Well, you would have assumed right. It's time for the Antitower.
No, I remember, under sync.
Oh, already done, bro. Oh, whoops, I freaking withdrew.
You withdrew anyway.
Yeah, no, they put it on the wrong side, man. They should put commence on the other side. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I definitely like the idea of more representation because, like, variety's the spice of life, man. Like, honestly, I want more characters from every background because it makes things interesting. But
Yeah, like, I love the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. I think, like, that's a really cool take and twist.
But don't change things to suit a narrative because it just comes across, to me at least, as extremely disingenuous. That is an upside-down castle. Yeah, it just comes across as very disingenuous.
Antitower.
Like they're doing it specifically to be like, hey, look, that'll keep the SJWs quiet, and weirdly it does. Stop it. It implies that a new female character can't get by on her own merits by being a new character. It's like, we need to take another character and make them something else for them to be liked. And that isn't okay? Like, why is that okay to people? I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's okay to be like, let's take... What's Tony Stark's brother? Arno Stark. Let's take Arno Stark, and we're gonna turn him into a trans woman from Romania. And it's like, why? Why don't you just make a new character that is trans?
From Romania.
Like, that's fine. You can just do that, and I'll appreciate them more by you doing that. I can understand it to a degree why they do it, because they want to get, like, good actors like Jamie Foxx in movies, and they're trying to, like, fill those roles with blockbuster sort of actors and stuff like that. But, like, they could just not put Electro in the movie and put in somebody else. Or make a new villain alongside some of the other villains.
Yeah, because can you imagine, like, the fame they'd get if they were the best new villain? I don't know.
I mean,
Seems like a plus to me.
look at Secret Wars. Secret Wars added some new characters and stuff like that. Characters that people hadn't seen or heard from in frickin' ages. It's dumb. Just don't do that crap. Stop it. Make new characters.
Alright, I should probably have to look if I have to actually heal anyone.
Oh yeah, by the way, Grim, when we get later in the game, probably in a while, but if we get to end game in this recording, this is what I'm gonna do. And you haven't leveled up other characters? I am going to steal the role of healer to force you to level one of your other healing classes that may or may not be able to roll as a DPS.
I stand by my groan.
That's okay. It's very understandable.
I think he just needs to re-roll a character and just actually pay attention to the story this time. That will recharge him.
I don't know.
No, it won't.
You could New Game Plus.
Pain in that. No, it won't.
You sounded very sure.
I learn my storytelling from people telling me stories, not from watching and reading.
Really? Because I pretty much exclusively get my stories that way.
Nah. I like the TLDR that Arc gives me.
I shouldn't be relying on my TDLR. That's a terrible time.
Yeah, that's the way. TDLR.
I did like Jamie Foxx's Electro. I just didn't like I liked his design. I liked what he looked like as Electro. I thought the backstory that they gave him in the script was shit.
Yeah, like that super nerdy, like, I'm a super fan, and yeah.
Why do that shit? Like, why? Honestly, why? I just don't understand why people don't see it as pandering. In the same way that I don't understand why Facebook will ban you for showing a nipple, but it's totally fine to send unsolicited dick pics. How is that not indecent exposure and sexual harassment? Like, honestly.
Because it's in a message, it's not out for everyone to see.
Yeah. You know who else sends messages to people? Pedophiles.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That is unfortunately correct.
That was actually pretty savage.
Let's be
No,
honest.
take
though.
it back
like,
there.
There's nothing pretty about a dick pic. Like, I don't know. Like,
Send it to someone if they want it. Like, you know, if you're on that sort of terms and you're exchanging them, that's fine. Don't send it to randoms. What the hell? And
that's what I mean,
every girl I know is like, look at my my other inbox.
Oh no.
Scroll. Yeah, it's bad, man.
Dicks.
I mean, there's people that want to see that sort of stuff, and there's people that don't. The people that want to see it, solicit it.
In your others folders, you usually don't want to see it.
Yeah, but then again, we're talking about dudes that can't take no for a freaking answer.
Dicks.
At least, like, trim the pubes, dude. Get some good lighting, get a good angle. Because most don't.
Put a smiley face on it, like.
Oh, man.
do something different.
I think the moment I realized that it was such a problem, like, it was always obviously a problem. But, like, the moment I realized how bad of a problem is, like, one of my ex's younger sisters, who was like 13, started getting them from people at school and people who had finished school. And she was 13. I mean,
no.
probably shouldn't have been on Facebook, but that's like telling somebody who's like 15 years old that they shouldn't be drinking.
Yeah, they're just gonna tell you, go fuck yourself while
Yeah.
they drink their UDL.
Just like me.
Just like me.
Oh wait, hold on. Is this my favorite boss? Arc? I think this is.
I think it is. I remember you saying you love the Antitower, so.
Yes, I think this is my favorite boss that I've.
Nice. I just hope they don't literally make it the Electro from the Garfield movies. Like, if they change his story, they don't go with that multiverse thing, because please don't go with that.
I feel like everything's leading up to the multiverse of madness, which then is WandaVision as well. So I think the multiverse is going to be very much the part of the next like big thing with the MCU. Because apparently Kang the Conqueror has also been cast as well, and lo and behold, he has also been racially changed as well.
But that's Kang the Conqueror, man. Like, it doesn't matter if anyone is playing him. He's a freaking he's not a Martian, but he's an alien. Like, you can cast anyone.
He's a descendant of Reed Richards.
Really? Because why does he look green? Oh God.
No, Kang.
Yeah.
You're thinking the purple armor, blue face.
I am thinking of that. What is that? What am I thinking of?
Are you thinking Kang for Kudos from The Simpsons?
No. No, that's Kang and Kodos from The Simpsons, man. I'm thinking of, like, Kang the Conqueror. With a gun. And armor. And I always just thought he was an alien.
No, he's because they did this weird thing like ages back where basically he ends up becoming Iron Lad because there's like a teenage version of himself that goes, "Oh, this is bad. I don't want to end up being this asshole." So he tries not to be, and then lo and behold, by the end of it, he's like, "Oh, I better do this to preserve the timeline," basically.
What is happening? Oh my god, yuck!
Yeah.
Kill it with fire.
That's a freaking Bloodborne boss if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. Favorite.
But yeah, like... I guess when it's characters like that, though, it's a little bit different from, like a B-list villain that they expect to prop up to a level that they never were, even in the comics. Because Electro was never that big of a villain. He was just like a recurring, I'll get you next time sort of villain. He was the...
Recurring part of the Sinister
He was
Six.
Team Rocket. Literally.
They did give him one big power up though a while ago, but then they
You
wrote
look
it
awesome.
away.
Ark. Your character, with his helmet and his armor.
It's like part Oriental, part BDSM, all business.
I do like Grimm's design as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all in the beach clothes.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's a very nice coat. God damn it.
Yes. Oh, you got it. Yeah.
I sure did. Well, I'm gonna be leveling up a Dragoon soon anyway. Did you get the gloves?
I got
Maybe.
nothing out of that whole thing, so all the loot is between you two.
Oof. What a mongrel.
I
Right.
got that too. Decent thing here I come.
What a friggin' savage. I would have kept those frickin' gloves.
They're level 70.
I don't care. I would have used them for frickin' transmog, bro.
Slut mogs.
They're green. They look ugly.
They're not green, they're white.
Are they?
Yes.
You probably dye them.
But you can probably dye them.
No. I meant they're green. They're green items. Not actually literally green.
Oh yeah, that doesn't matter. My current armor is not, like, blue or anything. It's like level 60 freaking green gear. But it looks sick, so I freaking made myself look like it.
Actually,
Hence transmog.
those gloves actually do look pretty fucking nice.
Yeah, son of a bitch. Hold on to them. Because Lance is pretty decent. They're just a son of a bitch. When you
I don't have enough space to keep all the stuff.
Oh, why am I in front of Heidelin?
Through time and space hast thou journeyed unto me, as I knew thou wouldst.
I don't like the idea of multiverse, but like, I at least have faith in Jamie Foxx as an actor.
We are the word of the mother.
I mean, I'm keen for multiverse just because it means we get WandaVision, and yeah.
But we
When's
could
that
have
coming out?
just had WandaVision without
end of the
that.
year. So, but I think the whole point is that WandaVision sets up Multiverse of Madness, which is Doctor Strange 2, and then I'm guessing after that, yeah, the door floodgates will be open.
I am so undecided and 50-50 on that.
Mother.
I am just always going to be a person. This is why by the way, that DC movies don't do as well, because they don't pay attention to the source material. And if you've got like a checklist and you're like, all right, we want one gay character, one female character, one trans character, one black character, one Asian character, one Hispanic character, and I guess that one person can be white. It's like, why would you do that? That's freaking stupid. Instead, why don't you just have like some of the characters that are already there and then introduce new ones that can also represent these underrepresented groups? I just don't think a checklist is the good way to do it.
The thing is, like, it's not just in like Marvel and DC. Like, you look at things like Frozen. People had a whinge about the fact that Elsa and Anna are like white as anything.
But
But
isn't it based in like Sweden or something?
Danish?
Norway? Is it
Yeah,
Danish?
I think
something
it's
like that?
Danish, but
It's like a European fucking
I
Yeah,
tale.
exactly. And people are like, oh, why don't they just do this? I'm like, well, but it's not where the story originated. Like, it's based on a.
It's like going to Lion King and being like, nah, but Simba needs to be more white. Like, no.
Simba needs to be an alligator.
it
I
is
need to be
actually a
no,
little bit like that.
no,
Although
it's
that's
worse.
a different
It's like
species.
Simba needs to be a hyena. There you go. It's like Simba needs to be a hyena.
No, that's not the same because that's different. That's like different
Yeah,
species.
that's true. I'm just saying, like they're just changing it just to be what it's not meant to be. Like, I'm not saying that it's.
I get what your point is.
Yeah.
Here's a better way of illustrating it, though. The Princess and the Frog, right?
Yeah.
They made that take place in, like, what, 40s America? Where, like,
Yeah.
things were, like, pretty racially tense, let's say.
Yeah.
I think that's understating it to a pretty savage degree, but yeah. And, like, they made the main character this like, woman of color, and I really liked that movie. But, like, obviously the majority of the characters in it were, like, people of color. But that's because that was the background that they were going from. Like, the original Princess and the Frog would have been, like, a 2-3 page frickin' story. But, like, they fleshed it out into a full movie and gave it a setting and added that voodoo guy, who was awesome, by the way, and reminded me of Pirates of... The Curse of Monkey Island. I can't wait to play that shit. It's a fucking awesome pirate fucking game. But anyway, like... Yeah, it's like that. It's like taking some... It's like if they tried to make Wakanda diverse. And it's like, but it's in frickin' Africa. It's a nation. It's a people. Those people aren't just magically... One of them is from frickin' Denmark. No, they're Wakandians. I get that they're trying to, like, turn around things, like, because things were whitewashed for a really long time. And it's like, it's that same thing that happens in the cosplay community sometimes, man. It's like, you'll see a black cosplayer, right? And somebody will be like, you can't play that character. It's fucking cosplay. Yes, they can.
Play whatever the fuck you want.
But that character is white. No, they're not. 98% of the time, they're Asian, actually. Because anime and video games are 98% of the time from Japan. So, slow clap. You're an idiot.
Get off my fucking lawn.
Cosplay is about fun. It's about inclusiveness. It's not about that sort of stuff. And cosplay isn't somebody, like, representing that character in a movie. They're not changing what the character was. They love that character and they're showing their love for it by playing that character.
Yep.
And that's the freaking difference, man. It's like, don't pander to people. Just be real about it. And a real way to do it would be to be like, you know what? We need more female representation. Sif, you're getting a freaking buff. Now you get your own show. Now you get your own movie. Which is probably kind of why Black Widow is getting her own movie. But, Black Widow...
I swear if that fucking, the face swap theory is right, that's gonna fuck, like, everything.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think she deserves her
okay,
her
so
own
in
movie,
the
to be
beginning
honest.
of when Black Widow came out, because obviously when that trailer came out, it shows the other trained Black Widows. So there was a theory going around because this had happened in the comics at one point that Yelena and Natasha actually swapped faces. But then it would work because then obviously if it was because then the implication would then be that Natalie would be alive still. Natalia would still be alive. But then if that was the case, then the Soul Stone wouldn't have activated because it wouldn't have been Natasha down there.
Yep.
Because it would have been Yelena. So then the Soul Stone would have gone, who's this fucking bitch? Fuck off.
Pretty much.
Fair enough.
It's a little bit sad, really, because it's like the forced diversity factor is why you get movies like Birds of Prey, where they bastardize the characters. And you know what? Maybe the casual viewer might like it. Maybe the casual viewer might think it's a good movie.
I think the only
But
one that
always-
seems like they were accurate in any kind of capacity was Huntress.
Yeah.
And that
You're
was
gonna
like
be
that-
real mad when you watch it.
I've seen the Huntress scene, and it seems like she only dresses up properly at the end, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. But more than that as well, it's like
And I fucking love the Huntress. I had like such a fucking crush on her when I was a kid.
the things that
Compared
are already
to-
written, like, why can't... And they're obviously trying to take themes from that, but it's like, it's the same way with Michael Bay in his Transformers movies, right?
Yeah.
He just took the script, and it's the same with, like, what's-his-face, freaking, who made the Resident Evil movies, and just decided to make them about his wife instead
Oh,
of...
Wes Anderson.
Yeah, who just decided to make the whole movies about his wife instead of what it was actually about.
And that's why I'm scared for Monster Hunter.
Yep, same. But yeah, they took the source material, like a piece of paper, held it up in front of their face, and then crumpled it up and threw it over their folder, and they're like, no, I'll just make up my own shit. I don't like that. That's fucked. And that's why things fail in the box office. And even if they don't fail in the box office, the people who were fans of those things to get them to the point of being able to make a movie out of them don't like them. I mean, no Resident Evil movie is better than a single Resident Evil game, period. And I had an argument
No
with someone
Resident
about it.
Evil is better. Oh.
There's really bad Resident Evil games, but all of the movies are bad, in my opinion. The best Resident Evil movie are the
Number
two
two.
CGI ones, actually.
Oh, like, so we're talking about Animatrix?
No, I'm talking about the ones that actually have, like, Leon in them and stuff.
Oh, no, that's Matrix. Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I think I've watched like half of it. One that's like Leon in an airport.
Imagine taking something and then being like, oh, the main protagonist, but I could just cut them out and put my wife in it. That's the same thing, right? And she can have crazy psychic powers because...
But we'll take them away every second movie.
Mm-hmm. Pretty freaking bad. That's what I call a bastardization. And I don't like bastardizations.
What if they turn her into the Handler? Oh god. What if Mila Jovovich is the Handler in Monster Hunter?
Sounds like it'd be fitting.
The ball handler.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I do really love Mila Jovovich, but
So
like,
do I. He's a babe, but it's just
but those
hubby,
movies suck
hubby
ass.
doesn't know how to get
Fuck
source
off.
material and adapt it.
Yeah, and it's the same with Michael Bay. Like, I don't like any of the Transformer movies except for the Bumblebee one. It's a shame that we had to waste a decade and a half of Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime, who is like 92 now and probably gonna die any freaking day now. But it's a shame we had to
It
waste.
was actually really sad. I was actually watching
Yeah.
something on Cullen the other day because he's like, I want to do like one more proper fitting, like accurate, like Optimus Prime thing before I go. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, even he wants that. And it's like, nah, we're gonna make up our own shit and then push it until you're dead. And then you can't reprise the role that you've been playing your whole life alongside Eeyore. I'm pretty sure he did the voice in the latest Winnie the Pooh movie that was like... Jeez, who did have it? Guy Pearce, I think?
You talking about the Christopher Robin one?
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor.
Oh, yes, that's him. Yeah, the guy that played...
Star Wars Jesus.
The only Jesus that I
Oh my
recognize.
god, that is so accurate though. Is it because that Jesus is a space wizard? Because he is.
We've actually seen demonstrated feats of his prowess, like when he ruined Anakin Skywalker. I have the high ground, Anakin!
I've seen so many memes. Oh my god. But yeah, no, I really liked that movie actually. That was an interesting way to go about it, and I thought it was actually pretty funny too.
It's a bit like Hook. You know,
Yeah.
that old Peter Pan, like that's just gotten obviously like he just grew up and became an adult. It's like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
It's like a weird sort of way of like wrapping up a series. It's like a movie that came after the cartoon you grew up with, is what I took it as. But yeah, like I think that sort of stuff is fine. But those Michael Bay Transformer movies basically took they made, for starters, one, they made them about the people. Why would you do that in a movie about space robots? And two,
Two, they blackballed fucking Megan Fox's career because she didn't want to be fucking sexualized.
yeah, and then
Create, like, a piece of meat.
and then three, they took every design of every Transformer and they were like, "This is crap. We're gonna make up our own shit." And that's why they're called Monsterformers, because they look fucking terrible. There's still fans of them out there, and that's fine. That's fine. But like, honestly, is it so hard to respect the source material? Really? That's why Bumblebee did so well, because that's what people wanted in the first place.
I didn't mind Optimus in, I think it's the second one, Revenge of the Fallen, when he ends up fusing with the fucking Decepticon plane. Like, I thought that was probably, like, the pinnacle.
I don't think that was a Decepticon plane. That was Jetfire. He
Yeah,
was,
but wasn't
but
he a Decepticon plane?
they made Jetfire into an old man in that instead of like.
So he was an old
Jetfire.
Decepticon, though. I thought that was the whole point, is that he's just like, nah, I'm old. I'm a Decepticon, but I'm old. I'm too old for this shit.
Well, I don't.
I'm pretty sure I remember
can't.
that too.
I can't comment on what happened in Michael Bay's garbage crap movies that are written by him and.
Because the whole point is Jetfire died, giving Optimus his spark, and then they just when he got all the plane fucking parts on him. I'm like, okay, that looks cool design-wise. But then they obviously found a way to make sure it never happened again.
Look what they did to Starscream, man.
Yeah.
They turned Megatron into a truck. You know, all that time he spent as a truck and nothing else ever.
Oh, that's right, when he became Galvatron, they made him a truck.
Oh yeah, and they turned him into Galvatron that didn't look anything like Galvatron, and didn't turn into Galvatron in the way that he did in every other version of every other thing.
Man turned him into Galvatron.
Such a freaking cringe fest. And like, I can understand why some people liked it and why they did well, because the average casual viewer is going to see that and be like, "Oh, movie about
That looks
robots,
cool.
huh?"
Boom, boom, explosions and robots and titties.
It's a shame though that they
And
couldn't have
Mark
just.
Wahlberg.
Actually, do think Mark Wahlberg did good in his part. At
He
least.
does.
He
He,
saved
like, for
it
what he
a little
was
bit.
given, yes. Like, I'm not gonna say that, but it's just like, as like I said with Margot, and like these people just keep handing these shit scripts, and then it's like, I now need to turn this into millions of dollars.
And then, and all for what? So they can take the characters that are there and downplay them completely to the point of killing Jazz, one of the only characters that never dies in the original series ever, and kill him off in
Didn't
the
they
first
have
movie.
John Goodman playing Jazz as well?
Oh
No,
my
he was
God.
Ironhide.
They should have just got Peter Cullen to do Ironhide as well, because he did Ironhide originally. Peter Cullen was like the Hank Azaria of Transformers. He voiced like freaking 8 characters, maybe more.
So like the Chris Sabat of Dragon Ball Z just voices
Yeah.
everyone that's not Goku or King Kai or
Yeah.
Gohan.
Yeah, and how awesome is he for doing that?
Well, I guess that's one way to make bank.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
definitely.
okay. It's like I'm gonna be eating this week because I remember that I was watching like interviews a few times with Sean Chemmel complain like obviously having like nostalgic whinges like, oh dad, I need to borrow gas money. Goku hasn't got any lines for the next like couple of episodes because he's stuck in the healing tank.
Meanwhile,
Screaming.
Whereas Sabat's all just like, oh no, it's okay. I've just got the rest of the scripts and the money.
I got 5 days of Vegeta, 2 days of
2 days
Piccolo,
of Piccolo.
and then another day of Misk. Oh wait, that's an 8-day week. Oh well, whatever. But
So much
yeah,
work.
I don't know, man. Like, what does anybody actually watching this think? If you are a woman and you see a character made into a woman, rather than a woman who, like, gets to her own point based on her own merit, don't you think that's better? Don't you think that female characters are capable of doing that? I do. Like, what about people who are gay? Do you want to see a character turned gay? Well, maybe some. But like
the Iceman thing, for example. Have a character that's been traditionally hetero for like 50, 60 years with no signs of ever showing anything even close to bi, and then they just decide to just hard retcon him as gay.
it just, I think it seems like pandering, man. Like, why can't you just make a character who's gay and it's not a big deal what people like, man. Who cares? Like, why do
That's
people
why
care
I really
so
want
much?
to see like a nice R18 like fucking Apollo and Midnight. I know it's like DC for a second, but because obviously it's like psychotic fucking Batman, Superman, and they're gay. Like I just want to see like them just bang. So then people are just like, oh god, just the shock value, so they can get over it. It's done once and for all. Controversy. Yeah.
I've never heard of that, but that sounds awesome.
So just going on that theme. Speaking of so Witcher, right?
Oh, okay, hard detour, but yeah, continue.
Oh, yeah, no, but I just see people shipping Geralt and
Ciri?
What's the
Yennefer?
bard's name?
Oh,
Oh, hang on, it's not Dandelion because it's the game. It's
No, Jaskia or
Jaskia.
Jaskia, yeah, they're shipping them hardcore.
why?
Really?
Why? That's
Yeah.
not gonna happen. Although I do freaking love him though.
I just see everywhere posting like literally like not gay fanfic, but what's the word?
Fanfic.
What-
People
what
can
the-
people can have their fanfics, but don't like.
Oh, no, not fanfics. It's just like images. Like I can't think of the word.
I just don't think people should be put into like
Anyway.
characters should be put into boxes like that. Like, why is it such a freaking problem?
It's not. It's just. for
I
me, it's
I
not.
personally
I found
didn't
it
ever
interesting.
think that Electro was even that good of a character. If they fucked him up out of the Sinister Six and made a different character, I'm sure more people.
Lady Electro, his daughter.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, but like if they didn't even do that, if they just made an entirely new character and Jamie Foxx played that and he had different powers, but Jamie Foxx rocked the script, like props, man. But like it's just shitty, man. And it's not, and it has nothing to do with the fact that he's white. It's not that I don't like change. It's that I don't like pandering, and I see that as pandering. Don't fit people. Like, it's like if you know that thing that you had when you were a kid? It'd be the shapes. You can't stick the square in the star hole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then
Instead
they...
of shoving the square through the star hole.
Yeah, and they're forcing it. And it's like, don't do that. That's freaking stupid. Just make an extra black character. And make him awesome. Like, really. They pretty much did it for a freaking Captain Marvel, but kind of like... still kind of like did it in a way that I can accept and respect, even though if they made her way too freaking
The
OP.
thing is, like, both the major comic labels, they do have loads of these characters that could, like, be, like, you know, retconned, reworked, not even retconned to the point of character change. Like, for example, Marvel. Blue Marvel.
Yeah,
Like, Superman-powered, like, ridiculously OP as hell, like, character.
and Blue Marvel freaking
African-American.
rules as well.
Middle-aged African-American dude as well. So you don't even need to get, like, the latest talent kind of thing. You could have, like, your Idris Elbas or, like...
Freaking
like,
love Idris Elba, man. He's freaking
bloody,
champ. He did a real good Heimdall, I gotta say.
Yes, yeah. I'm trying to
gonna
think
miss
someone
him.
else, so, like, sort of like around that sort of age bracket, like that's obviously not been an MCU film for now. But you know, someone like just like it doesn't have to be young talent like you, or if you wanted to go DC side of things, Icon, literal like Superman level bloody being, also African American.
To take it
In fact-
further as well, it isn't even just like based on gender or sexuality or race. It's based on like the character themselves. For example, I didn't mind Aquaman, right? But Aquaman doesn't look like freaking Khal Drogo, even remotely. He might have done okay in the role, but that's because he's a charismatic dude. But, like, they changed the character to fit him to look like he did. And it's like, why? Why don't you just freaking dye his hair blonde? Give him a beard. He'd rock it. Honestly, he probably would. But, like, why couldn't you do that? Oh, no, why don't we just put a couple of blonde streaks in his really long brown hair? You know, that thing that Aquaman has never had. Or maybe not that.
Just give him long blonde hair, like just because obviously in the 90s he was all about the long hair, fucking scruffy, and the fucking hook hand. So
Yeah, and that's my favorite version of him.
that's what I loved in the Justice League cartoon. They fucking like just turned Aquaman into this like fucking badass.
Exactly.
Cuts his own hand off, which was actually unique to the TV show. He never lost his hand that way in the
And
comic.
Khal Drogo
And then-
would have rocked that role as well. Like, just give him he doesn't have to have the hook hand just now. Maybe he could get that in a movie or two. But like, Give him the blonde beard, give him the blonde hair. Because that's what the character looks like. That's his... It's freaking stupid, man. It pisses me off. Change and shit. Why? Why? You don't need to hard retcon. Soft retcon. But retcon for the sake of making something better. Not to fit in a silly little box. It's fucking dumb. Man, this has been a bitch fest of an episode.
It has,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
But it's been
But I'm
good.
pretty sure we're close to time. If not, we are at time.
Yeah, actually, we could probably wrap up now.
Excellent, we are going to wrap it and cap it there. So, we have ripped the Antitower a new one. Shade's got a couple of more quests to do. I have unlocked a new dungeon on my end as well, which Grim is going to help me with next episode. And Grim's going to be helping me next episode. So that's pretty straightforward and in the bags. If you like what you've seen or what you've heard, or what you've been listening to us bitch about, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you need a free company, DudeGoBack, one word, hit us up. Till the next ep of Final Fantasy XIV, I am Ark with Ms. Shade and Grim, and you are on DudeGoBack. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.